the easy SMX GamePad. To most of you, this controller might look very familiar. It apparently works on Android, PC, and your PS3. But I got one question. What's with this micro SD connector? How am I supposed to use that on my PS3? Micro SD connector? You idiot. What is wrong with you? Obviously, I meant micro USB connector. Welcome back to another episode of reviews by this guy. And it's been, yes, a while since I've done a reviews by this guy on the We Deem channel. Now, I came across this controller on Amazon, and the reason it caught my eye is because to most of you and to me, this controller's design looked very familiar. The reason it looked very familiar is because it looks exactly like the Retro Fighter's jab controller. As you can see, they took a lot of design cues from it. Honestly, it's about the same size. Everything about this controller reminds me of the Retro Fighter's jab controller. Now, I had done a review of this controller a while back. There will be a link in the description down below to that video if you want to check it out. This is a dual link connector controller for your NES, and it also works on PC. As you can see, it has both the NES connector and the USB connector. The only problem with this controller is it technically can only play NES and Super Nintendo games. It only has 2 action buttons. Now, you can utilize the 2 triggers on the back for your Super NES games, but you couldn't really use this on modern games. Personally, I always loved the design. The reason I bought this was because of the design. So naturally, when I seen this easy SMX GamePad that looked just like that, I had to purchase it. I had to give it a go. Now, both controllers are fairly light. The Retro Fighter's controller feels just a tad bit heavier, but the plastic on this controller feels a whole lot more sturdier than this one. It's not too bad. As I said, it's lightweight. Now, the difference between this controller and that controller, obviously this controller has 4 action buttons. Now, that's mainly because it's supposed to play your modern games, and it works on your PS3 apparently. Now, instead of your concave analog sticks on this one has dome. Not too big of an issue. I kind of like the concave because it conforms to your thumbs. Either way, during gameplay, it didn't really bother me. It also has a home button for your PS3, and that does work, as you will see. And you got 4 indicator lights down here, and it will light up in different LEDs depending on which system you're using. I'm not entirely sure if you use multiple controllers, it'll light up as the different players. I didn't test that. You have your 4 action buttons, your 2 analog sticks, your concave D-pad, which works really well as select and start, and as I said, your home button, your left and right bumper, and your left and right trigger, which of course I was pointing at the wrong one as I was saying that, but you get the point. Now, I did use this to play. Now, as I said, this controller has a very short cable. It is wired, but on the end of it, it is a micro USB. Now, at first, when I looked at this, I didn't understand how I was supposed to plug this into my PS3, how this was going to work. I kind of got a brain fart. But as I started to think, and when I looked at the USB cable that came with it in the box, which I did an unboxing on my Instagram. If you're interested, there will be a link to my Instagram in the description down below. Go ahead, follow me there. I do a lot of videos on there where I test certain controllers that I don't do full videos on the We Deem channel. But I did an unboxing, and it came with the controller, it came with the USB cable and a manual, and that was about it. But when I first unboxed it, I did not realize that this micro USB connects into here, and it makes it a full USB, which then connects into your PS3. I played Resistance, and the controller worked out the box. There were no issues. Now, you might want to go ahead and configure the buttons to your liking, but either way, right out the box, for me, it worked really well. I also tested this on Android, and that's the reason why this cable has a micro USB. It's sort of like the OTG cable that I tested all those controllers on the Android tablet. Link in the description, of course, to check out that video. This connector connects right into your Android tablet, and I played Dead Trigger 2, and the game worked really well. At first, before playing it, of course, the controller had to be set up, the buttons had to be matched, but after that, the game worked flawlessly. Then I wanted to test the third platform that this controller apparently works on, and that's PC. Now at first I wanted to try to play American McGee's Alice. I've never played this game. I got a boxed PC version of it, but I could not get it to work on my Windows 10 PC. Now there are methods out there to get older games to work, but for some reason the game just wouldn't work. I was not able to use those methods, so I just decided to download Steam, and I tested out Cloud Prime, which the controller worked flawlessly. Controller did not have to be set up. All I had to do was go into the Steam menu with the controllers, and it automatically recognized the controller as an unregistered Xbox 360 controller, and the game worked fine. Now, of course, naturally, I wanted to play a 3D game on the PC, seeing where this controller is a modern style controller. I also decided to check out Sunderer. I have done videos of this game in the past. I've never played through the game, sadly enough. I need to get to that. But it worked well on a 2D platformer as well. Obviously, just like the PS3, you're going to want to hook the extender cable to it so it goes to full USB connector and hook that into your PC. And overall, what do I think of this controller? Honestly, for the price that I paid for it, which I don't believe was too much, I will throw that price up on the screen. I don't know if the prices fluctuated since I bought it. I bought it recently. It's not a bad controller. Like I said, I love the design of the Retro Fighters NES Dual Link controller, and because this controller had it, it caught my eye. Controller works really well. It's not too bad of quality, and obviously this controller does not have any rumble motors in it, so you won't be feeling any vibrations on your PS3. That's not too big of a deal in my personal opinion. But if you're looking for a fairly affordable controller for playing Steam games, for playing Android games, and for playing on your PS3, I'd definitely check this out. Now, I have not tested this on the PS4, but if you follow me on Instagram, I definitely will let you guys know if this controller also worked on the PS4. Now, obviously, you're not going to have the touchpad, which certain games utilize that. Either way, sorry for rambling on once again. The Easy SMX GamePad, definitely worth buying if you're just looking for an extra controller to work on those three platforms. There will be a link to this guy in the description down below. If you have any questions, as always, please leave them in the comments down below. Also, if you guys found any other third-party controllers similar to this one that work on all three platforms, let us know in the comments down below. If you liked what was contained in this video, please hit that thumbs up. If you found the information in this video to be of some sort of value, consider sharing amongst your friends and on your social media. And as always, if you're interested to see more from the We Deem channel, please hit that subscribe button.